What up, everybody? It's your boy Hally back again, Gvg Podcast, Detroit representative to the day that I die, east side in the building and all that good stuff. I hope you blessed. I hope this message finds you blessed. Y'all know how we do is GVG is God versus God's the true creator versus the people and deities and things that we choose to worship and put in front of him. Y'all know we drop episodes every Thursday. It's your boy Hally. Y'all know I get my notes off the phone and then I go off the fly. Y'all ready? It's already done. So today we're going to be talking about how America has fooled us all. And I know a lot of people don't like to talk about this. Some people like to go in great detail about it. But it's a love-hate relationship. I love America, but at the same time, I know that a lot of the beliefs and cultures and different things that have been pushed upon us are not the right way, at least in my opinion. So we're going to jump right into it. Y'all ready? Come with your boy, Hally. GVG family, it's already done. So America has fooled us all. We are duped into these so-called race wars and inward fighting. And they use that as a smokescreen, even though classism is the real divide. Malcolm X said it best when we was bamboozled, Plymouth Rock landed on us type stuff. This the thing. For all these years, black and white people and different nationalities, we have all went against each other, never going at the system that has created the so-called divide. We don't realize that the race war is just a smokescreen for them to continue to get rich while we just get poor and have more stress and strain and pain in our lives. And I'm starting to wonder, are we ever going to wake up and see this? As black people, we have been through a lot. White people have been through a lot. Let's use the names. Caucasians have been through a lot. Asians have been through a lot. Latinos, you can go down the line. Everyone has been through something. Everyone has some hurt and pain, strain and stress and strife in their history, in their culture. And we have all tried to overcome these things. It's just that in this dispensation, the last known slave was the black man. So, understand this, people, and we're talking about America, not other places. But understand this, people. America has tricked us into thinking that we are enemies and that it's not about money. It's not about being rich or poor. It's not about eliminating the middle class. They're making us literally think, oh, they're racist because they say this, or they're prejudiced because they say that. There's a difference between racism and prejudice. Prejudice means that you don't like a certain type of person who is not of your color or your distinction or your religion or whatever you want to say. You can be prejudiced towards a person. But racism is a system. Racism is a system that is designed and set and created to keep people in a lower position. So racism doesn't work on certain people. It only works on the masses. It only works on the people who are working check to check and get pulled over by the police and have to deal with the state laws and this and that. Racism is a system where you have 90% of the jails filled, and most of those jails are filled with a certain type of person. So we have to understand that racism was set here to keep their pockets fat, to keep their war on drugs, their war on poverty, their war on criminals, their war on all these things that they actually created and brought in themselves. And then you talk about all of the inward fighting that we have between our communities and our own nationalities and cultures. We are fighting with each other. We are killing each other, robbing each other. We are doing bad things to each other in the name of survival. We're doing these things in the name of superiority, trying to be more superior than your next door neighbor, trying to appear like I have more money or I'm better than them or I can do better than them. And then you have people, we're robbing our own people, we're shooting our own people, we're fighting and hating and talking bad about our own people. And we have all this inward fighting, not realizing that someone has created this system and designed the system to where we fight with each other and we don't fight back against the machine. We never fight back against the beast that is controlling the food, the water, the utilities, the finances, the protection, all the things that are being controlled, the medicine. We don't push back against them. We fight against each other. And that's why we are dying in mass numbers. And we never point the finger at them. We always point the finger at each other. So America has done a great job at fooling us into hating and fighting each other. And they have done an even better job as to making us still think about the Ku Klux Klan and the Black Panthers and slavery and all these different things, which these things are relevant, but understand that they are using these things as a gateway to keep us hating and fighting each other, not realizing that they're running away with the money while they're creating the narrative. It's time for us to wake up as a people. You are not my enemy. I know Caucasians, I know Asians, I know Indians, I know all types of people. I know Arabs, Chaldeans, so many different people. A lot of Latinos. I work with a lot of Latinos. I know a lot of them. And at the end of the day, the more you sit down in a room with a person and talk and laugh, you start to tear away a lot of those stigmas that people put on you. And you start to understand that everybody goes through something. Everybody put their pants leg on one at a time. Everybody brings a lunch to work. Everybody has problems outside of work. Everybody has situations. Everybody's trying to get somewhere and reach a prize in their life. And they have struggle and strain with their health, with their finances, with their relationships. We all go through these things. So we have to understand that we are more alike than we think. We're going to go to the next point, people. America has changed our morals and values with capitalism. If I could put it in a dummy term, capitalism is just capitalizing. Basically, I'm an opportunist, and I see ways to capitalize on things that you don't. So back in the tribal days, you didn't have suits and cars and bank accounts and stock markets and, all these things that we are running towards now. We didn't have that before capitalism, before colonialism, before people started to say, hey, we can innovate and make something that will make life a little easier for people, but we'll make all of the money. Our morals and our values. So what has happened is our morals and our values were centered on, your creator, what he wanted. And then it was centered on your family. And then, everyone under your roof, there were values and morals that everyone followed. And then when you step outside of your roof, there were morals and values that people followed. And everyone was more of a close-knit community. Before there were communities, there were tribes, there were nations, there was a culture that we lived by where you didn't have to be reminded of it every 2 seconds because they didn't have ADHD. Understand that on today, people, that the value has changed and the moral compass has changed from it's about my family to it's about feeding my family. From it's about my family or feeding my family to I got to get all this money to make a better life for my family. And then it just goes on and on. You keep moving the goalposts until you get to a place where you're distant from your family, you're distant from your morals, and you're closer to the things that you probably wouldn't do. You probably wouldn't work 12 hours a day, 7 days a week if you didn't have to have a car payment and you didn't have to pay a mortgage and eggs weren't $5 a carton and gas wasn't $5 a gallon. You wouldn't have to kill yourself just to live. But in today's time, we kill ourselves just to live because that's where we are. It's the American dream. The American dream is really the American nightmare. Because once you start to go to sleep and you start dreaming, all of those flowers start to turn into monsters. And before you know it, you're running for your life. And then you work until you're 65, 75 years old. And before you know it, after that, you retire and then you're dead. You never got to enjoy your life. You never got to spend time with your family. You never got to really think about what life really is and invest in this in time in your family and spirituality and learning about yourself and learning about your family and your family tree and all of those things, all you did was work. No Rihanna. Work. That's all you did your life. When you were a kid in school, all you did was you went to school every day. And if you didn't do good, they say you're terrible, you're a bad person. And then when you go to work, if you don't do good, you're terrible, you're a bad worker. The system was created and designed for us to work ourselves to death for $2, with Uncle Sam taking $1. But we hold on to those trinkets. Oh, I got my car, I got my clothes, I got my house, I got this, I got that. But in the meantime, we're losing our family, we're losing our soul, we're losing our spirits, we're losing our imagination, we're losing our creativity. We are losing the very things that create us and that have the makeup for us as people. So we turn into robots, we turn into drones because we are losing our soul in the process of gaining the world. And this is part of why American men and women chase money and not family. Now we've gotten to a point where people don't want to have kids. People don't want to have a family. People want to live and be young forever. I learned that responsibility was different when I was a kid as opposed to when I became an adult and I started to have kids. That's the pay it forward of life. A lot of us are living this life, and it's your prerogative. This is just my opinion. I don't want you to take it and think I'm trying to tell you what to do. But what I'm saying is there are changes that are happening because we are leaning more towards our priority of self. We care more about, I want to take 6 vacations in 2 years. I want 3 cars. I want 2 homes. I don't want for anything. I want to be able to eat where I want. I want to go where I want. I want to stay up late. I want to do that. Like, we have the mentality of children where I don't want responsibilities to hold me back from being my full self. And I'm not mad at you for that. I'm just stating that there are things that have been put in place that take away our normal system of growing. Our normal system of growing, as my parents taught me how to walk, taught me how to use the potty, taught me how to do my paper in kindergarten. And then I grow up and I in turn do the same things. But now we're saying, no, I want to live my best life. I want to have dual income, no kids. So I would rather cut off life for dead things. I would rather cut off life for material. I would rather cut off life for what I believe. Like, I want the clothes, I want the cars, I want the shoes, I want the vacations, I want all of these things, and I don't want to share it with anyone. It's your prerogative. I'm just stating my opinion, people. I don't want you to get offended. Even if you do, I'm not tripping. I'm not apologizing for what I'm saying, but this is not why I'm doing it. I'm just trying to open your eyes and start conversations, people. A lot of us, this is what we do in today's time. We are chasing money. We are chasing fame. We are chasing vanity. We are chasing all of these things because we care about how this world looks at us. We care about how the person walking past us views us. We care about our bosses. We care about our friends. We care about all these people. We really care about how they look at us on the outside. But we go in the fetal position and we get defensive and angry and sad and depressed when someone talks about us on the inside. And this is part of what having children does. Children will tell you about your inside. They don't care if you're a model or if you a dime or a 10 or you Shamar Moore or Michael Jordan. Your kids are going to tell you the real. They're going to say, you missed my baseball game. You didn't go to my graduation. You didn't support me when I wanted this. They're not going to be like all the other people who say, I love you because of all your accolades and your championships. The child going to be like, yeah, you won a championship in the NBA, but you lost in our lives. You didn't win a championship there. You didn't score 38 points a game when it came to being a father. So children keep us honest. They keep us in a place where we have to stay humble. So We're going to go to the next point, people. We all chase money. I've chased money before. And now I'm trying to chase the family and chase the Heavenly Father. Let's go to the next point. It's already done. Some will agree with me, some won't. Honestly, don't care. Michael Jackson, Prince, Bill Cosby, etc., etc. I could keep naming names, but I'm going to keep it short. As soon as America or the companies or the people can't capitalize off of your image, your music, or whatever you do, your creativity, the thing that makes you different and makes you stand out, if they can't capitalize off of it anymore, you become expendable. Some people will say, don't use Michael Jackson. He did this. Don't use Bill Cosby. He did this. Don't use Prince. He did this. It is what it is. I'm just telling you, Michael Jackson, Prince, Bill Cosby, I use those names. Why? Because Bill Cosby, the rumor is he was trying to buy NBC. The rumor is he was trying to buy up some things that would have gotten out of the hands of those elites. The rumor is Prince was fighting for his masters. The rumor is Prince was not signing 360 deals. He was not signing deals where he would not be getting a bulk of the money. The rumor is Michael Jackson owned some of the Beatles catalogs. The rumor is Michael Jackson was fighting for his own masters and owning other people's masters. What happens? Scandals come out. What happened? All these things from the 70s come out, the 80s come out. People talking about Bill Cosby slipped them Quaaludes, and Prince is this crazy dude, and he's a Jehovah's Witness. That's why he acts this way. And Michael Jackson was messing with little kids, and he has a monkey, and he's crazy as hell. This is what happens to people, and I'll say it, of this color. When we step outside of that box, we make enough money, and they've capitalized off of us enough to make profit. But the minute Tupac say, I want my own thing, the minute Biggie say, I want my own thing, they mysteriously come up dead. It could have been Diddy, it could have been Suge, or it could have been them higher ups. The minute Malcolm X wasn't able to help his people the way he was before, came up dead. We have to understand that there's something going on in this world where once the machine is through using you, it chews you up and it spits you out. And I'm not putting blame on anybody. Don't know NOIs come on my page. Don't know any of these crazy sects or camps or whatever you want to say come from me. I'm just saying that there's always a higher up somewhere to where when these people are not useful anymore, something happens. Something happens to where all of a sudden Kanye West is the craziest person on earth. All of a sudden, Kanye been talking off the wall. He been a certain way, but we're gonna take away your trophy wife. We're gonna take away your trophy kids. We're gonna take away your deals. We're gonna strip you of everything, and now all you have is you're crazy. Now all you have is you're crazy. We're going to strip you of everything that you have, and now all you have is you're crazy. Kyrie Irving, what did they do to him? Oh, you ain't getting the vaccine? You can't play. Oh, you posted a video about y'all might be some Israelites? You're the worst guy on earth. That's anti-Semitism. We used to live in a country where you could have the freedom of speech. It doesn't mean I have to agree with it. But now we're saying if I don't agree with it, I'm shutting you down. You have to agree with me. So it's a weird place that we're in America right now. And a lot of these celebrities are stuck on a hamster wheel because they have to continue to be profitable for these corporations in order for them to exist in this realm. The minute they're not profitable, they can fall off the face of the earth if they want. But the minute they start speaking up, the minute the Colin Kaepernick start coming out, something is wrong. The minute the John Stocktons and different people start coming out, something's wrong. People have views. And when their views don't line up with the media or the powers that be, they are made to be crazy. They are made to be people who are heartless or racist or this or that, when people can have their own opinions. Respect is different. There's racist people, or there's prejudiced people who respect people. I might not like you, but I respect you. And that's just bottom line. That's game. We're going to go to the next point, GVG. The poor is a collective. Systems are in place to keep us sleeping, stupid, and stay consumers. Tell me I'm wrong. I'll read that again. The poor is a collective. Systems are put in place to keep us sleeping, stupid, and stay consumers. Eventually, the middle class will be eliminated, and it will be rich and poor. And we are the ones that are feeding the beast. We're feeding them to be able to get to this place where they're trillionaires and billionaires and gazillionaires and fillionaires. We're putting them in place by buying all of their gadgets and all these different things that they're bringing out and that we go crazy over. All these things that just, help us in our dopamine minds. The poor has always been a collective. We look at things as individual homes. The mayor looks at the city. The governor looks at the state. The president looks at the nation. You have to understand that the president is going to look at the nation in a collective. The governor is going to look at the state as a collective. There are statistics that show poor people, middle class people, rich people. And the classification of rich people is usually 10%, 5%, 1%. Middle class is usually 20%, 25%, maybe a little more give and take. And then you have the poor, more than 50% of every state. This is where we get to the real. That poor people, when you go to the store, there are things that cost a lot more in your neighborhood than it does somewhere else. You get the worst of the food, you get the worst of the drinks, you get the worst of healthcare, you get the worst of all of these things because you are in a poor place and they put the worst, the less qualified people in your area to service you. When you go to other places, they have the more higher qualified people to service you. So that's why when you go to certain places, they look at you crazy because poor people don't belong here. Oh no, why is there a poor person in Beverly Hills? Why are you here? They get scared because you don't belong there. They have had a system for so long that keeps us stupid, living check to check, investing in them and keeping them rich and keeping us poor. We are consumers. In the nature, you can look at a dog or a lion. When they see food, they eat. They are consumers of meat. They have turned us into animals to where all we do is consume. When we see something that we like, we are impulsive, we are instinctive, and we buy it. What happens? We spend $300 out of our check. We have to pay the lights, we have to pay the gas, we have to pay the phone, we have to pay for the kids this and that. And before you know it, we're broke again, waiting on that next check. And then what happens? We do it all over again. We are on a hamster wheel of consumerism. And I don't know if that can ever change because we have our instincts and our impulses have taken over our sophistication. So we would rather buy Gucci than invest in stocks. We would rather buy Netflix than invest in Netflix. We would rather buy Jordans instead of buying stock in Nike. Because we would rather wear it impulsively than spend it in a sophisticated way. This is your boy Hally, man. I'm just trying to spit facts on today and give us tools to why we are so down in the dumps. Everybody's telling us, oh, you need to get rich, or you need to do this and that, but they're not giving us tools. We don't have any tools to make it. Next point is this. The rich are partners with America to keep us consuming. If you don't know that, then you just blind. Rich people eventually get richer because they are helping someone somewhere get profit. And most of that profit is going to be based off drink Pepsi, drink Sprite, wear Gucci, wear Rolex. I got this from Jacob the jeweler. This is what's happening. What they're doing is they're a walking advertisement. And they are selling you products to keep you poor. A person will get $50,000 and will spend $45,000 of it and be right back in the same position they were in. But they got a new car, or they got a new chain, or they got the best shoes and 7 outfits, but they will go right back into poverty. This is a mindset, people. These people are put here just to keep advertising to you. They are in cahoots. They call us bottom feeders. We are the bottom feeders of the ocean. Understand that on today, people. I'm trying to give y'all some real game. Rappers are not wealthy. Influencers and rappers are just glorified consumers. They are just people that you revere over what they consume. Oh, I bought a house, I bought a Benz, I bought a car, I bought a chain, I bought your girl, I bought the world, I bought my life. All they doing is spending money. And you think that that's the deal. Influencers. Well, I bought this hair product. Oh, I bought this shampoo. Oh, I bought these shoes. Make sure you get this belt. Oh, I bought this shirt from here. Everything is about consuming. Nothing is about investing. Nothing is about keeping or saving. Nothing is about you're better if you invest in your family or your spiritual journey or this or that. It's always about spend, buy. And what happens? We revere them. And who do rappers make rich? Who do rappers make rich? The jewelers, BMW, Gucci, Rolex. They cashing out. They cashing out, feeling good about themselves, cashing out, not realizing that that person you just made $85,000 richer is really happy because you came in there with no problem. I want 2 of them, bro. Give me 2 of those because I got to flex on everybody later. I got to be at the club. I got to pull up shining. And they thinking to themselves like, huh? That's why you buying it? Luxury was created for all these uppity bougie people. Welcome to the club. So what happens is we think we are nothing if we don't have these things. And all these wealthy families bank on your routine. They bank on you having debt. They bank on you needing food and clothes and watching sports and needing medicine and needing protection. Banks are banking on your debt. McDonald's is banking on you not wanting to cook. Think about this, people. The sports arenas and the 1,000 that can hold 50,000 people, they're banking on you coming in there, spending your money for a ticket and buying concessions. Medicine, the pharmaceutical companies are banking on you being sick and not knowing how to take care of yourself. So take this Tylenol. Oh, your head hurt? Take a Tylenol. Oh, your knee hurt? Take an Advil. Oh, your stomach hurt? Take Pepto-Bismol. You don't know what's wrong with you. You just know it hurts. And they tell you what to do. It's what it is, people. I'm just trying to put you up on game. Protection. Where I come from, you get robbed, you get shot, you get all these things happen to you, and then the cops come 5 hours later after it's already done. The military, I love the military. I ain't got no problem with the police outside of, the things that happen every now and then. But what are they protecting at times? It seems like I get harassed more than the criminals. And I believe we do need police, and I believe we do need military. But I feel like I get harassed more than criminals. Just like if you look at a lot of things that happen in today's time, we get the brunt of what's wrong. Homeland Security is checking us for shoe bombs and taking our belts off and going through metal detectors. When I'm a citizen here, I live here. Why am I going to bomb up my own airport? I'm not doing that. Where would I get a bomb from? But that's just the life we live, people. Next point. The world is just a stage, and we all play our part. School is just work without being paid. And school just teaches you how to be a worker. School teaches you how to be a worker. School is just you working and not getting paid. There are a lot of people who talk about this nowadays. There are a lot of people who are advocating for homeschooling and private schools, the real rich schools, because they teach them how to be businessmen and businesswomen. They teach them how to be entrepreneurs and owners and not workers. We have to understand that in this world, public schools understand that there's a C average level. There's an average, there's a curve, a grading curve that most people are going to work in warehouses, Taco Bell, Burger King, Rite Aid. Most people are going to be C-level people in life. Most people will never make it to a B or an A in life. Most of these people are going to have average lives, average children, average relationships, average homes where they're living check to check, and they will never get over that hump of that C average. So public school is basically public school is there to create robots and drones who are just going to go with the flow. They are never going to think outside the box. They are never going to take a chance or a risk or an invest in themselves. They're only going to take a chance and risk and invest in something that is safe. And the safe part is, if I go to this job every day and work 40 hours, I know I'm going to get a check. That check, I'm going to be able to pay the lights, the rent, and then next check, I'm going to be able to pay the gas and the phone bill. Then the next check, I'm going to be able to buy us a meal and maybe go out somewhere. This is what happens. We put our faith in the safe thing. We never put our faith in the thing that's not safe. So what happens is the C level is what you're going to see in America. There's going to be so many people who's going to be okay with that level. They never going to reach that top level of a B or an A or excelling even past that to be something that no one has ever seen. So I want y'all to understand that, people, that we're living in a time where we are fooled on a daily basis. And we have to create and find tools that will work for us to get past that C level. Understand that on today, people. This is your boy Hally. I'm trying to give y'all tools to get you past that level that they feel that everyone is going to be at. A lot of us are living in this world just living on that C level. We're just workers. We never invest in ourselves. We only invest in the safe things. And the safe things are just working these dead end jobs till we're 65, 75 years old. And then 2 years later, after we retire, we die. And we never understand the keys of life. We never understand what family is. We're too busy chasing things, chasing the prize, chasing the money, chasing all of these things. And we never get to a point where we have peace and clarity on who we are, who our families are, who we should be, what our purpose is. And we die without a purpose. We die without knowing who we really are. So understand that, people. I'm all for knowledge. I'm all for learning. I'm all for entrepreneurship. I'm all for growing in this world. But we have to understand that there is a westernized, curriculum that they place on us. And we start to lose sight of our family. We start to lose sight of our spirit. We start to lose sight of our soul in the midst of trying to gain the things that they have told us is valuable. So this your boy Hally, this GVG. Y'all know we drop episodes every Thursday. Y'all know we gonna be coming back. I just want to give y'all a small little podcast video about how things have changed in America and how the moral compass have changed for us since we've been involved in this capitalistic nation. And it's going to take a lot for us to wake up and realize that the American dream is what you make it, not what they tell you it is. So until next time, it's your boy Hally. I love all of y'all, and we out. We'll see you again. It's already done.